Hello everyone, and welcome back to the GCMA Partnership Network. We're here today at Copt Heath, and I'm joined by the RNA's Head of Agronomy, which is Paul Woodham, a familiar face to many, Paul, I'm sure.
Thanks, Darren.
So just talk us through some of the work that you're seeing here at Copt Heath, and we're walking down the 9th fairway on a wonderful March day after a very wet February.
Cold again. It doesn't feel like the season's coming to us, but we hope it is soon. Yeah, so just good to be. We're working with Copt Heath now for a year, so some good projects on the go here and preparing for the season ahead. It's just good to have a chance to catch up and chat about what's been going on this winter, because it's been, I think, awful would be a good word.
It's not been good for many across the whole of the UK, has it? It's been very wet.
It's been so wet, particularly February, region seeing 200% of the seasonal rainfall. It's really difficult. What we can see on the fairways here, for instance, I mean, growth, although we have actually been quite good conditions for growth, that's been a challenge to try and get, for greenkeepers to try and get machinery out to cut some fairways. It's really been a challenge. But worm casting, worms have been active now, producing casts almost since about August last year because of the wet conditions. So, it smears the surface. It's not easy traffic management. We're also now just approaching a time where birds are causing a bit of damage, looking for leather jacket larvae in the ground. So these things become more active and bigger. They move towards the surface and then start chewing, grazing around the plants at the top. But like I say, you can get the damage to the turf grass through these things feeding, but then also the birds trying to rip them out of the ground. Some golf clubs will be experiencing that and want to know, well, what can we do? We've written many times and communicate working with clubs that there's only a percentage of the golf course that can be treated, and it's only one application per year with a chemical or pesticide application.
I've seen some golf courses using like a sheet. I know a club that I used to be a member at would put a sheet down. Is that?
Yeah, we absolutely. If we get to the spring and it's still an issue, because the preventative treatment would be, say, October, November period, but it's not 100% effective. We're looking at some more biological methods now to complement that approach, but we can't, cost-wise, we can't treat everywhere, and we can't put pesticides everywhere, nor should we be. But black sheeting, blackout sheeting on greens, for instance, if there is still leather jacket activity, can draw them to the surface and reduce the numbers. Perhaps we also have to think about not creating too many holes in the greens. If there is a fear of high population of leather jackets, because they'll use these holes as little hotels in a way, and cause the issues from birds, but also with the grubs feeding on the turf as well. So it's not easy.
Not an easy challenge to solve, is it?
No, and you can see.
I can see walking down. It's so showing signs.
So the golfer should expect to see, a bit of activity. It's been challenging, but is this a one-off winter? I would suggest not. All the models, are we going to get warmer and wetter winters? And that's again another reason why larvae activity could be problematic, because we just haven't got the cold temperatures to naturally reduce.
Naturally at bay. I think some of the messaging that we see in the golf industry and what we're being told is winters are becoming a little milder, wetter. Summer's potentially getting drier, warmer. So we're seeing real extremes of weather, aren't we? So the rainfall that we've seen is, we use the word unprecedented, don't we? But it's even some of the long established people in golf will say it's one of the wettest winters we've ever had. So that brings its challenges. But we're in March now, and looking around, it's pretty dry today. It's been dry for a few days, and we could very well end up in a drought by the time we get to June, like we did last year, and then the heavens open.
One of the challenges here, again, we're talking about the issue of wet conditions. Fortunate working with the club now for a year or so. One of the early stages was to support the club in terms of progressing the playability of the greens and the management of the greens, and that, like so many clubs with soil-based greens, mature greens, it's looking at the need for drainage. The club have been very proactive. The process started with communicating how could we advance the greens, how can we make them more secure moving forward, create an environment for better grasses, reduce water, reduce pesticides, better playability. For that, we needed to underpin it with drainage. then we get to present the case with the club, the greenkeeping team, in terms of members' information evening.
Yeah.
Went very well. Again, very forward-thinking club, and again, the club were very, very bold and doing drainage in 2 phases.
Yeah.
So the first phase between September and November last year, 9 greens installed. We can see the club is still greenkeeping team working on just perfecting the surface levels of the drains, but it's already been a massive difference and really helping. It's even sort of, again, assisting with the club, bit of early season dressing.
Yeah.
So, these will be in a strong position, and the club are looking forward to the next phase of work.
Feels pretty firm on the foot.
It's been a great transformation already, and it's such early days.
Yeah.
Whilst we're talking about the wet weather conditions, and we also got to think about preparing for the dry conditions now. And it seems bonkers that we're talking about irrigation. Morning, Tom.
Morning.
Course manager at Copt. We're already thinking about the getting the system prepared and the accuracy of the system, and this looks like something that you created, Tom, as well. This dial. So that's just give to the arc of that you're trying to set.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a great irrigation system, really good control there. Of course, the system can only work as well as we set it in the field, as we tell the controller. Certainly, I found when I first got here, setting these valve and head sprinklers to get the angle correct was quite difficult. So I built myself a protractor where I can just take out the sprinkler head, twist it, and I can work out and adjust my arc to what I need to get the most efficient.
That's a Rainbird system that you got in the goal. Yeah.
System, yeah, we're just about to upgrade our controller program so that the sprinklers turn off to the second rather than rounding up. So we're going to be more sort of water efficient and manage our greens moisture sort of much more accurately.
Yeah, fantastic.
I know some of the presentations to the members, GCMA members. Your team of Rainbird have said about the height, the arc, the angle, the nozzle, the pressure has all got to be correct. So it's be proactive whilst it's sort of wet now, and we're dealing with drainage and preparing the course, but just dealing with the irrigation, preparing the system can't come soon enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Water security is one of the major topics our members are talking about.
Yeah.
The sustainable use of water, how it's collected, how it's used, and being more sustainable. So to see in practice here, I think is a fantastic
conserving
content for our members to see.
Conserving the water and then thinking about water's coming from. I know the club are working on, again, there's the water security in terms of harvesting water, abstracting water, containing it on a golf course. And that's just one of the sustainability messages. We've been talking about drainage, grass species, irrigation. You can see in the distance, solar panels on the clubhouse roof.
Yeah.
There are other simple things. There are bird boxes in trees, which actually is interesting if we can create an environment for certainly starlings, for instance, that will help with the finest bigs to pull these leather jackets out of the ground, and so that can help as well as other ecology things, log piles going out and tree management operations. So there's a whole lot going in. It's not just one thing, but some clubs Copt are taking bold steps here. Some clubs can start at the very first, the entry level steps to do some things. But, so it's good to be here. It's good to sort of have just chat about what we're seeing, and looking forward to the season ahead.
Great stuff. Well, Paul, thanks very much for your time, for coming down here, and thanks to you and the team for showing us around.
No problem.
I'll let you get back to the work. And GCMA members, if you want to find out any more information about the RNA and the work that they're doing with sustainable agronomy, or any of our partners like Rainbird that manage the irrigation system here at Copt, go to our partner page, gcma.org.uk/partners, and you can find out loads of information. But thanks very much, and we'll catch you soon.